Hi everyone, Daniel here, creator of the Relationship Model of Addiction. Up to this point for the last several weeks, we were focusing on stage 2 of recovery, developing a relationship with yourself, what that means, what that feels like, what you're doing, how you're relating when you have a relationship with yourself. And for the last couple of weeks and going forward for the next several weeks, I'm going to be focusing on the 51-49% factor. And I've talked to you a little bit about it. I'm going to talk more about it today. But this is a very, very powerful concept and principle. And this is the bridge. This principle, today I'm going to be talking about applying the 51-49% factor. And I see this as the bridge between stage 2 and stage 3. Where you're going from, now that you have a relationship with yourself, you're now going out and creating healthy, intimate, emotionally nourishing relationships with others. And this is a key principle for you to apply and practice. So let's just go through quickly what the 51-49% factor means. I'm going to explain it a different way today, where just imagine a circle, and this circle is any relationship that you have. And put a line sort of down the middle of the circle. So in any relationship in that circle, there are two relationships, both sides, of the line. The relationship with yourself and the relationship with others. That is in every relationship that you're in. There's two relationships. Now the idea of the 51-49% factor is that line that you put down the middle of your relationship, I call it the relationship pie, is always going to be a little bit bigger for yourself. The relationship with yourself that's going to be your favorite child. You're playing favorites here. You're slightly more invested in your relationship with yourself. It's a little bit more important to you. You're always looking at what you're experiencing, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're wanting, what's going on in you anytime you're responding and coming from your truth, what's best for you. So the idea is that anytime you're with someone, whenever you're relating, whenever you're with someone and you're in a dialogue, before you respond or act or communicate, you are contrasting, you're kind of getting in touch with what's going on out there with that person and what's going on inside of you. This is a mindful practice that when you start doing this consciously and willfully for a while, it might seem a little bit like a discipline or hard work, but as you keep doing it, eventually it's going to become second nature and you're not going to need to work at it. It's just going to be happening. You're going to be coming from, it's just a process where you get accustomed to coming from your center. You're internally located. You're internally located in terms of your decision to act is coming from inside of you as opposed to based on how the other person is reacting or what you think the other person is feeling or reacting or how they see you. Now, when we're applying the 51-49% factor, there are a couple of ways. There's infinite ways of applying this, but one is to use this to check in. Whenever you're in a relationship with someone, this is a key skill and a key practice and understanding that the two of you have to strive to do this, to bring this in, make this standard operating procedure in your relationship. And that is to check in with each other and to compare notes. And it's just kind of like where we're at with each other, what's going on any particular issue or the general state of the relationship, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're wanting, just comparing notes on that. Now, what the check-in and comparing notes does is that it sets up a structure that establishes you're you and I'm me. So there's a boundary there that structure creates a safe space for you to have whatever feelings and thoughts that you have. It's also that same structure allows for differences. You don't have to be the same, and it's not a reflection on you how the other person responds or your differences. You are going to be different, so it creates a space that allows, that embraces, that presumes that there are going to be differences, and the space allows whatever differences there are there. So rather than having to fight for sameness or feeling badly for differences, you're allowing, it's just a matter of seeing, allowing, and accepting the differences. It's also, that same structure works to resolve conflict. If you have this structure and you're checking in and comparing notes this way, you're going to be much more able to resolve conflicts. It's kind of like an A plus B equals C concept. A and B are two separate entities, and then when you share and compare notes, that's an opportunity for you to gain an understanding with each other, what's going on with each other's experience, and create a plan or a resolve that's going to represent both of your interests. So you're creating the relationship, the C. In order to have a C, they're creating that understanding. There needs to be two separate entities, A and B. So when you apply this, again, it's about, you're going to be able to create a safe space for all feelings, whatever they may be, a space to allow for differences, and a space that enables you to resolve conflict. Now, I want to just talk a little bit about, I've been focusing a lot on, you know what, so I'm wanting to keep these relatively brief so you can kind of just get the hit, take it in, use it, think about it, digest it, and then come back. So I'm going to leave you with that right now, but next week, the next time I talk to you about the 51-49% factor applied, I'm going to be focusing on the 49%. Most of the time I focus on the 51%, which is your relationship with yourself, but I don't think I've been giving enough attention to what the implications are when the remaining 49% is very, very key. We're looking at that optimal balance between your relationship with yourself and your relationship with other that makes for a healthy, intimate, emotionally nourishing relationship. So until then, the quality of your relationships is relative to the quality of your relationship with yourself.